I think what we find the most exciting new possibilities are on the fringe, when we're just
Exciting that you've actually come here to play. Is this your first time playing at the Suoni Festival?
no. I believe I've played at least 3 times before. Last time was with my solo project. The time before that was with Peggy Lee's Echo Painting, and the time before that was with Pugs and Crows.
My biggest thing is what can we expect tonight with the band? There's a couple other women that are playing with you, phenomenal artists in their own right. So tell me a little bit about it.
Well, tonight will be free improv. Um, I have. I'm super excited about collaborating with these two ladies, Aleda and Adriana. I've played with Adriana down in Mexico City last December. I've been trying to connect with the scene down there because it's vibrant and happening and just so cool. Um, I met Aleda down there, but we didn't have the chance to play together. I just saw her playing. So this is really exciting. New collaboration.
Yeah.
I am particularly fond uh, working with women. I love the vibe on stage. I like supporting other women. I like the cyclical sort of learning of having emerging, mid-career experience all mixed together. I think I think there's something really special about being very intentional about building an ensemble of all women,
Yeah.
improvisers especially, very
And you were
powerful.
saying so of the different stages too of like their musical kind of pathway. Is that what I'm gathering when you said kind of mid career,
Well,
etc.?
it kind of goes hand in hand with, you mentioned Faven Kadane earlier.
Absolutely.
Somebody that I respect a ton, but also is kind of coming up behind me in the improv scene in Vancouver.
Right.
Behind is like the wrong word because she's a powerhouse and she's
Yeah,
like
she is
ahead of me in the
powerhouse.
so just I think that there's something that happens in smaller communities, um, and maybe larger communities too. I shouldn't put that on it, but I notice in Vancouver, because there is a fairly small community, it's very obvious when the senior musicians take younger musicians under their wing, and it seems to be a tradition. Uh, at least as part of our practice as a community,
Yes.
to like have folks like Peggy Lee and Ron Samworth and Tony Wilson, and Dylan Vanderscape, Andre Lachance, Chris Gestrin. They have a bit of a leg up in the scene, and they support younger musicians coming through by working with them, providing opportunities, just kind of showing us the ropes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm almost 50 now, but I'm sort of mid-career, and because I've been given that opportunity, I will always pay it forward and pass that same chance on to younger musicians, giving people a chance, taking a risk, uh, playing with people that I've never played with before, just because there is an opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense. But
It absolutely makes
the
sense.
sort of
And
cyclical nature of learning music on the bandstand.
yeah. And I find when you're doing that too, it's the idea too of growth goes both ways.
Absolutely.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Every time.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and I really appreciated it on your most recent album you just put out. That was a bit of an experimentation on your part, but I mean, Chris helped you produce it, obviously, so it's always a collaboration of people, anyways. But there was another cut that you were collaborating with
Lossel
Yeah,
and Curtis
yeah,
Andrews
yeah.
and Chris all played on the album.
Yeah, and that was quite unique.
It's meant to be listened to as in one sitting the first time.
Yeah.
Not that I can control that, but it's not meant to be cut up. It's like songs that I performed in one take in the studio. They were all there's very little editing, very little layering, other than the stuff I'm doing live off the floor. But they're songs that feel like they existed for hundreds of years before I started playing it, and then they'll continue to exist after the 20 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever, however long the track took for me to find that arc in that moment in the studio, they kind of continue on. You'll hear it when you listen. It's just, it's,
I will
it
definitely now. And I
Yeah.
loved that you were addressing that idea of the quantum field, because that's much like what it is, isn't it? Right? It's this idea that, you know, it's so, it's like infinity. It really just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, I was inspired by this idea of song lines that I learned a very small amount about when my friend Daniel Wilfred visited from Australia. He's an Aboriginal person from Australia, and he did a house concert at my place, and he was talking about the song line, which I picture a river, but it's sort of past ancestors, future ancestors, current ancestors, and the songs are alive for longer than we'll ever understand. You know,
absolutely.
We just drop in on this paddle for a bit, drop out, and but they continue on.
I agree. And actually, when I was interviewing David Bindi Hudson, who is actually a didgeridoo player, he's quite a phenomenal didgeridoo player. He's older now, and his mid-career is long past, but he's passing on all his knowledge now. But he spoke of those song lines too.
It's beautiful,
which is very interesting. Yeah, how they depict music.
Right.
Yeah. And we're just coming in at a
we just channel it for a second.
Well, so back to tonight. So what can we expect from you? So I'm hearing improvisation. But will it be that same kind of keep playing and ongoing, or will it be segmented off? I'm not sure.
I mean, I don't want to put any boundaries or limitations on it,
because
it will go where it goes.
I ask such a ridiculous?
I suspect I think it's about a 45-minute set.
Okay.
I mean, number one, there'll be a lot of listening.
Yes.
Number two, there will be potentially a couple of breaks, but most likely we will play continuously, dropping in and out of the trio as we
as you feel it.
Yeah, exactly. And hear it. But I imagine they'll either, well, we'll see. I honestly couldn't tell you.
Well, I guess people are going to have to come tonight.
That's right.
And see this. And I have one more quick question for you. So this is your third time at the Suoni Festival?
I think it's
third
or
fourth.
It's either
third or fourth, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love this festival, and I continue to try to keep a relationship going with it, because they're huge supporters of experimental and improvised music, and stand for a lot of the values that I stand for.
Yes. When you got into experimental music, did you realize this is how far you would come? Because you are mid-career, and only recently, and I guess a couple years ago, you actually were nominated for Juno for that as well. So tell me a little bit more about that.
It's hard not to be a little bit cynical. I don't know what to say.
It's okay to be cynical. It's okay.
A little bit about where I'm at with my career.
About like what kind of drove you to walk down this path of experimental type of music in the first place?
I'm just passionate about that. I mean, like I play in several of the regional orchestras around Vancouver and BC, so I'm deeply entrenched in the classical music scene as well.
Right.
And I love playing chamber music, but I gravitate toward new music and experimental music because of how it pertains to this idea of like new truths and quantum physics and experimentation in all realms, that's where I think innovation lies. I think what we find the most exciting new possibilities are on the fringe, when we're just kind of experimenting and seeing what works and what doesn't,
and breaking new ground.
That's right.
Really, for others to kind of cross into and
absolutely
move on into.
Absolutely. And sometimes it feels like it can only be done in collaboration and community. sometimes I just want to hole up and play with my pedals and my violin in my living room, but
Yeah,
most
yeah.
of the time I crave searching out these new truths and searching out the novel ideas with other people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. So tonight you'll be violin.
Two violins.
Two violins.
Yeah. Elena Perez is another experimental violinist.
Nice.
And then Adriana Camacho is a upright bass player.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. So glad I was able to come and see you. So thank you so much, Meredith, for
Nice
taking